Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I have about 10 topics for this video, and they are from France, they are from Russia, they are from Alaska, they are from Germany. So let me just give you a summary. First, we have the Russian and Chinese bombers near Alaska. The Americans shit their pants and sent fighter jets to intercept them. First time when the Russians and the Chinese bombers together patrol that area. So we have one article on that one. Second one, we have the European Union kicks Hungary and Slovakia to the curb, and those two countries might secede out of the European Union soon. Why? The European Union punishes them like a parent punishes a child for disagreeing, and they don't support them. You'll see. Then we have Romanian officers killed in Ukraine. Stay tuned with that one. And then Putin and Assad, the legitimate leader of Syria, meet in Moscow. So why? You know why. Remember, Syria is currently part of Syria, northeast, is currently occupied by the coalition, by the United States of America, Great Britain, and other countries over there, illegally occupying that territory. Plus, in the north, the Kurds, the democratic forces of Kurdish nation, is also at war with the legitimate government of Assad. Now, next one. The Russian fleet, the Baltic fleet, will dock in Havana, Cuba. Great news? Great news for whom? For them, but not for the other ones, right? Next one. The other ones, we're going to make it clear who those other ones are. Another wreckage of a Shahed drone allegedly was found on the Romanian side of the Danube River in Romania after the Ismail attack yesterday, conducted by the Russians with their drones. And the Romanians scrambled their two F-16s, second-hand F-16s, to monitor the operation. For 2 hours we're in the air. Next one. We have a piece of information coming from the Ukrainians that the Russian army will lose steam, all right, in about a month. In about a month, the Russian military will be all gone and done. Next one. Scholz. Scholz blackmails Russia. Can you believe that? Scholz, who's in charge of an occupied country, which is his Germany, Deutschland über niemals, dares to blackmail the Russians. Can you guess who is the highest paid president in the European Union or in Europe? Exactly, the Weasel. My God. Now, let me put this here in the meantime. So then we have another article coming from New York Post, in which freedom of speech in the US Congress is not allowed. Why? Because Netanyahu is about to talk. That he already did it yesterday. But we have House Speaker Mike Johnson warning the Congress, the US Congress members who will attend Netanyahu's speech in front of the Congress with arrest if they disturb the speech. So no dissent whatsoever. America, America. And we find out that when you don't win in political arena to democracy, and you can't propagandize the baboons enough to fool them with your corporate media, with your system operatives, then what do? Why? Because you have the alternative media that's going to tell you the other side of the story. What do? You ban it. You ban the alternative media. I will show you Le Pen. Now is a war on Le Pen, Marine Le Pen, to be first arrested. She is charged with campaign, and then the media that would support her or would give a positive view on her campaign, on her ideas, they closed and revoked that outlets, how do you call it, credentials, license. They cannot broadcast. They cannot broadcast anymore, kind of like a YouTube does. But this is freedom in France for you. So let's start with the first thing, which is, as I said, Russian-Chinese bombers. I know I have another one here somewhere, right there. Bombers are intercepted. Here it is. This is Sputnik. Russian-Chinese bombers conduct joint patrols near Alaska. As these guys conduct in the Black Sea, these guys said, well, we're going to show you we can do it. Russian Tu-95 MS strategic missile carriers and Chinese bombers conducted joint patrols over the waters of the Chukchi and Bering Seas, as well as northern part of the Pacific Ocean, the Russian Ministry of Defense said on Thursday. So it says, an air group consisting of Tu-95 MS strategic missile carriers of the Russian Airspace Forces and a HUN, a Hungarian, HUN 6K strategic bombers, plural, of the Chinese People's Liberation Army Air Force carried out air patrols over the waters of the Chukchi and Bering Seas and the northern part of the Pacific Ocean. Well, there you have it. During the fight, Russian and Chinese crews practiced air patrolling interaction. Russian Sukhoi 30SM and Sukhoi 35S aircraft provided air cover, the Ministry of Defense added. There you have it. And then we have the response, right? Business Insider. Russian and Chinese bombers were intercepted flying together for the first time near the US. And then we have this one from CNN. NORAD intercepts Russian and Chinese bombers operating together near Alaska in first such flight, first of many to come. So let's see what they did. The bombers remained in the international airspace in Alaska Air Defense Identification Zone, these, and were not seen as a threat, according to a statement from NORAD. The US and Canada, which together comprise NORAD, intercepted the Russian Tu-95 Bear and the Chinese H-6 bombers. The aircraft did not enter US or Canadian sovereign airspace, NORAD said. So what? You can do that. I learned that you can do it in Syria as much as you want, or in Libya, or in Iraq, or all that, right? Right. The intercept was carried out by US F-16 and F-35 fighter jets, plural, obviously, as well as a Canadian CF 18 fighter jets, according to the defense official. All right, so this is it. Next one. Sputnik. This is how the European Union throws these guys under the bus instead of protecting them. Remember, Hungary and Slovakia are part of the European Union, and they will secede soon. EU refuses support to Hungary-Slovakia on Russian oil transit dispute with Ukraine. Ukraine closed the Druzhba oil pipeline coming from Russia, and these guys that are depending on it, which is Slovakia and Hungary, have no more oil. That means they probably have to buy it from somewhere else at a premium price and depend and possibly be blackmailed by that someone else. We don't name names here. Okay? So, instead of European Union helping them against a country that is outside the European Union, no, we're going to punish you. Why? Because you don't agree with all we say and all we want. I'm talking to the guys in charge of Brussels. So there you have it. The European Union has denied its support to Hungary and Slovakia after they sought to force Ukraine to restore Russian oil transit to the bloc, the Financial Times reported, citing sources familiar with the matter. EU Trade Commissioner Valdis Dombrovskis told the Financial Times that Brussels would need more time to gather evidence and assess the legal situation. 11 of the EU nations attending a meeting of trade officials on Wednesday backed his stance, and none took the side of Budapest and Bratislava. Hungarian Foreign Minister Peter Szijjártó said on Monday that Hungary and Slovakia had asked the European Commission to launch consultations with Ukraine after it stopped the transit of oil through Druzhba pipeline, which means friendship. Szijjártó also said that Hungary would not approve the allocation of 6.5 billion euros, $7 billion, for arms sent to Ukraine through the European Peace Facility until the issue was resolved. So these guys sent weapons to kill people, obviously, through Peace Facility. I can't make it. This is double speak right there. So, my friends, What will happen? So the European Union will assess the situation, and none of those countries gave any support to Hungary and Slovakia. And then they wonder why these guys will just go away. Because Brussels, that's how we do with a child, positive reinforcement and negative reinforcement, which is, or no candies for you, or here is the candy for you for doing this thing, or no candy for you for not doing what I tell you as a parent. So here you have it. But remember, I punish my own child for someone else's child. You got that? So the European Union, the Brussels, punishes two of their children in a dispute with neighbor's children. So who are these guys working? Remember, if Russia would have done this, let's say would have had direct pipeline communication between no transit over Ukraine, let's say, which probably they will have soon once Ukraine will disappear as a sovereign country, or at least under the Russian control, then what do you think if the Russians will turn off the oil flow? Then the European Union, all those members will be, oy vey, NATO, America, my pussy hurts, come and help me. That's exactly what happened. But now, niet. So I think that's a big garbage. Next one. Sputnik. Putin, Assad meet in Kremlin. Discuss worsening regional situation affecting Syria. Remember, this guy is the legitimate leader of Syria. And his country is under US occupation in northeast, sucking, not his thing, but sucking the Syrian people's national resources, which is oil from northeast, which is the richest part of Syria in that respect. Sputnik, Russia's Baltic Fleet group to make port call in Cuba's Havana from July 27 to 30, ministry says. A group of Russian Baltic Fleet warships will make a port call in the Cuban capital of Havana from July 27 to 30, the Cuban Defense Ministry said on Thursday, adding that one of the ships will be accessible to visitors. Fantastic. So, what does that mean? You come in my neighborhood, we're not going to play ball anymore. Yes, ball anymore. We're going to come over. Oh, you can't do that. I'm waiting for the Russians just for show to deploy some missiles in Nicaragua, Cuba, or Venezuela. And you're going to see how these guys will be all upset. But when they do it in Europe, the Russians should shut up. Why? Because we identify us as the forces of good, and we also identify you as the forces of evil. But you have no right to identify yourself as the forces of good, and you have no right to identify us as the forces of evil. Only we have self-ascribed that right. Good? Good. All right, let's move on. Garbage, man, garbage. So here it is. Possible Shahed wreckage found on Romanian bank of Danube. Photo, and here's a photo. It's the evidence, because this is in Romania right there. Okay, this is Romania. The DG24 media outlet citing army sources, very credible, reported that the Romanian military, who were instructed to inspect the Romanian Danube Bank after a Russian drone attack on Ukrainian ports, found metal fragments that could be the wreckage of the downed Shaheds. Of Shaheds, plural, right there. The wreckage was allegedly found near the village of Plauru, on the Romanian coast opposite Ismail. I'm going to show you a different map. All right, here is where Ismail is, right there. This used to be Romania, and probably one day could be. This used to be Romania, but now is Ukraine. But the Russians claim this is their land. You're going to see, my friends, by their statement. You'll see. So this is Ismail, and across from it is Pauru, Palulu, Palukala, Palupulu, Klu. Okay? The same thing right here. So again, we're going to go to the map. So here it was attacked by the drones, by the Black Sea. And this is the Danube River flowing one arm, second arm right here, and the third arm right here. There it is. Let's move on. Possible. Next one. National Ukrainska Pravda. These guys tell us that Russia will exhaust capabilities and shift defense within a month. This guy says, this is the Ukraine's National Guard commander. Brigadier Border General Alexander Pivnenko commander of the National Guard of Ukraine, believes, well, we like beliefs, don't we? Not necessarily based on facts and evidence. That's a belief, kind of, right? That Russian troops will lose their ability to conduct active offensives on multiple fronts simultaneously within a month to a month and a half. And they will shift to a defensive position. Got it? They will be done. No more possibilities. It's difficult, but the enemy's offensive capabilities are not limitless. That's correct. And they will continue to suffer losses. Correct. I believe the pigs can fly. That within a month to a month and a half, they will not be able to carry out active offensive on multiple fronts simultaneously and will have to shift to a defensive stance. Meanwhile, we need to form and prepare our units. So you see how many variables he put here? So active offensives, plural, multiple fronts, plural, simultaneously. Okay, thank you very much. Next one. This guy is threatening and blackmailing Russia. This guy who rules, let's put it, over a country that has no sovereignty. Scholz, Russia must end war with Ukraine to prevent US missiles deployed in Germany. Do you understand how idiotic this statement is? So this guy, supposedly he's in charge of this country right here. He says that if you don't want another country to deploy missiles on our territory, you guys have to end the war over there between you two guys. All right? And this guy. So then what? This is what's going to happen, imbecile. The Americans will, the war will not end. Russia will not end. I mean, I hope it ends, but I don't think that's going to happen soon enough. And they will, the war will keep going. Then the US will deploy missiles on your territory, and then the Russians will react by deploying their missiles. They're going to affect you, not the Americans who help you escalate. So you understand what's going on here? The German people, Nation, folk, will be, all right? Why? Because Scholz is the highest paid, where is it? Did I kill it? Oh no, I killed that. But nevertheless, he is the highest paid. Where is that? I killed that article, but hey, let's find it. And here it is. From Sputnik, Scholz receives highest salary among EU leaders. This weasel right here. Right there. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz earns 348,300 euros. This is 377,000, let's say, dollars gross per year, almost $400,000 per year. Is the highest salary among the heads of state and government. You got that? And then you have here, followed by Prime Minister of Luxembourg. This is the third one. And the second one is Austrian Chancellor. Can you believe this? And we have here some other weasels who get how much. Now, Fico gets 132,000. Viktor Orban received the highest salary relative to Hungary average gross income compared with the other European leaders, 191 euros gross. So they made a lot of money. Good for them. Next one. We have this guy from New York Post. House Speaker Mike Johnson warns lawmakers, adults, with free speech in the Constitution. They could be arrested for disrupting Netanyahu's speech. Zero tolerance policy. Do you want me to say more about it? I don't think I need to. So Benjamin Netanyahu, the prime minister of a foreign country, will come invited, who's doing a lot of things in the Middle East, is going to come and speak, and he did yesterday, visit the capital, US capital, and will speak in front of these weasels. And due to the attention generated by the prime minister's address, there will be an increased police presence around the Capitol complex and the House chamber, he said. In the intent of all involved, we will enforce a zero tolerance policy for disturbance in the building. So Johnson, 52, told lawmakers to remind their guests ahead of Netanyahu's Wednesday appearance on Capitol Hill that any disruption of the proceedings of the House is a violation of the rules and may be subject to offenders to prosecutions. If, and I'm quoting, any disturbance does occur, the Sergeant of Arms and Capitol Police will remove the offending visitors from the gallery and subject them to arrest. All right, my friends, this is freedom of speech in America, but only for some people. Because if someone else will come and speak, Mike Johnson will be A-OK. Why? He knows where IFAC is going to call him and give him some money, campaign donations and lobbying legal. And then the last article here with freedom of speech and the freedom of the press in European Union or in France. The Telegraph. Billionaire Le Pen backer stripped of broadcasting license over fake news. then these guys should be banned all over here in the United States of America. A French TV channel owned by one of Marine Le Pen's supporters, only they are involved in fake news. The rest are no. Stripped of its broadcasting license after it was accused of promoting conspiracy theories and fake news. C8, which is owned by billionaire Vincent Bellore, was omitted from a list of stations whose terrestrial licenses are up for a renewal by regulator ARCOM. The Fox News style channel, Fox News, there's no such a thing. Fox News is just to give the baboons the illusion they have an alternative. No, the alternative is an alternative media, not the operatives. So run by Bollere's Channel Plus is best known for hosting Touché Pas Among Post, a news and entertainment show fronted by outspoken presenter Cyril Hanouna. The show attracts daily audiences of up to 2 million daily, has been accused of promoting far-right. There you go. You got it, my friends? You got it. So this is the freedom of speech in France. But then they say, well, the left won again and the center won again. Like that? All right, my friends, here it is. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.